Hello and welcome to Radical Living. I'm your host, Shoeless Joe, and today we are talking about brainwashing. Brainwashing. When we think of brainwashing, most of us think of growing up in some sort of closed-off religious sect that tells us God is a buffalo or something. Or we think of 1984 and the government brainwashing us into thinking that 2 + 2 is 5. So most of us think that we've gone through life without being brainwashed, right? I mean, I didn't grow up in some crazy cult. 1984 hasn't quite fully happened yet. Au contraire, you are wrong. You see, brainwashing is just kind of another word for programming or reprogramming. So if someone brainwashes you, they kind of wash away the other stuff in your brain and reprogram it with a new idea. Now, when we're born into this world and we come into this new life here on Earth, we're kind of like a clean slate, or as far as we can tell we are. And as we get older and older, we start to learn more things, and that learning is programming or brainwashing. The biggest brainwashers in most of our lives are parents and schools, and maybe TV. TV is kind of a big one, or the internet, I guess. Do kids even watch TV anymore? So these influences that we're growing up, the TV, the culture, the media, our parents, they teach us what's right, what's wrong, what's okay to say, what's not okay to say, that it's impolite to burp in public. And one of the biggest problems that we have, I feel like, is that we never take the time to stop and reprogram our brains. We never take the time to wash away all the crap that has been coming at us from all these different sources and stop and say, hey, whoa, wait a second. I'm gonna reevaluate all these different things and come up with my own thoughts and beliefs on what really truly matters and how I should live my life. But a lot of people don't think that there's a problem. They don't think they've been brainwashed. But let me ask you, have you ever watched an hour of television? TV is full of so many different messages, and the commercials are even more blatant ones. And I know a lot of people think, oh, well, I'm not affected by commercials. I don't just buy things because I think the commercial's funny or because I've seen a lot of commercials for it. But hello, that's not what commercials are designed to do. They're designed to reprogram your brain so that you associate some sort of happiness with their product. So you may not think that the Old Spice commercials are brainwashing you, but you're subconsciously starting to associate Old Spice with maybe feeling good, having a good laugh, being cool, all these types of things. They start to reprogram your brain. Think about it. How many of your big appliances or different devices and stuff that you own, how many of those did you get from a company that you've never seen a commercial for? So say your cell phone, your laptop, tablet, whatever, your refrigerator, all these different things. Have you seen a commercial for that item? Can you think of anything really in your house that's like expensive that you haven't seen some sort of commercial for? And yet there's so many other alternatives out there that from companies that don't have commercials, but we don't go to them because not only have we been brainwashed by commercials, but we've also been like doubly brainwashed to think that the only good and valuable products are ones that you see in commercials. So if you haven't heard of something from TV, it's almost like you kind of question it. Like I use the phone company called Republic Wireless. Republic Wireless is an awesome phone company. I highly suggest you look into it. My wife and I have unlimited internet and talk and text, and we pay a combined total of $60 after taxes. But when I try to tell people that they should use Republic Wireless, they're always like, what's that? I've never heard of it. And they kind of just don't trust it. They think it's not going to be reliable. They think it's probably just some weird kind of scammy thing. And why do they think that? Because they've never seen a commercial for it. Everything that you let come into your brain is affecting you. It's having an impact on the way you think. Everything you see slightly alters the programming in your brain, and it influences the way that you see the world. But that's not necessarily a bad thing unless you just passively take whatever images and messages come at you. But there's hope. We can reprogram our minds, our thoughts, and then therefore eventually our actions. But what you have to do is shut out the messages that are negative or that teach you to want things, like the TV and commercials. That stuff teaches you to want, to desire physical things, and teaches you that those things will bring you happiness. But we all know, like, we know intellectually that those things won't bring you happiness, but yet in here we're being reprogrammed to sort of have these reactions and to have these thought processes that we don't want to have. We need to remaster and take control of the messages that we allow into our consciousness. So I suggest turning off the TV. Stop listening so much to the news or to all the commercials. Maybe you can't do this right away, and that's fine. Just slowly start to loosen your grip on these things. Slowly start to just sort of distance yourself from all of these messages and find positive messages to put into your ears and your eyes and your mind. Listen to music that is positive and uplifting. Read books that not only entertain you, but also teach you and help you grow. If you go on YouTube, much like I do, find YouTube channels that you can subscribe to that constantly keep feeding you messages over and over. And I even have some different videos and stuff that I'll put to listen to in my car that is just people telling me positive things, and then it just fills into my mind, goes into my heart, and starts bursting out in my actions and when I interact with the people around me. Start searching out there for positive messages that you can find that you can give to yourself instead of just listening to whatever's popular or on at the time. Friendship is also key when it comes to reprogramming your mind. You've maybe heard the phrase that you are who you hang out with, and I find that to be very true. Whoever you surround yourself with, you're going to start becoming like those types of people. So you shouldn't just have friends just because you work with them or just because you go to school with them. You need to find friends that are positive and they're going to lift you up and help you grow as a person. They might challenge you, which isn't always comfortable, but it is so vital and so helpful, rather than just friends who just like don't really do anything or just kind of maybe are always negative, complain a lot, things like that. You don't want people who are going to bring you down mentally. You want to be lifted up, so you should surround yourself with friends who will do that for you. If you don't program your mind will be programmed for you by everyone and everything around you. Everyone that wants to tell you a message, it's just going to go in there and you're going to just soak it up unless you decide to retake control of the programming of your mind.